Zedekiah Millz.
Last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, it was Zachariah.
Yes.
And that's Zedekiah Millz.
Zedekiah Millz. Zedekiah Evelyn Millz.
Evelyn?
Yeah.
Was Evelyn last time?
No.
Okay, cool.
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm alright. I'm in your city.
Yeah, Birmingham.
In your country. Might have to take a train, you know.
I don't know why we do this, I'll cut all this out.
Why? This is good.
Who cares about who cares about how you got here?
No, because it's good chit chat. People
Okay.
like to know, like,
If I give head.
100%. You saw all the comments. People loved it. People were laughing. They was like, this is what they want to get to know us.
You know how much you've probably ruined for me by making me reveal my dark secret.
That you don't. Well, that's what I'm helping all the ladies out there in the world that have to be subjugated to not receiving that during sex. Because 80% of women do not come from penetration.
I understand that.
Do you understand that?
Yes,
That's
sir.
a lot. That's a high percentage.
That is for
It's
true
only
fact.
20% of women are coming from penile penetration. I don't even know if that's the right word.
I just want to move on.
Oh, right.
Don't want to have to say the word penal.
Penile. Is that a word?
I call it penile.
Penile.
Yeah, I don't get the S because mine's falls short. Anyway, let's move on away.
Eesh.
Gassed Up Lighties interview.
What about it? Did you like it?
I did.
Do you know what? I got a message, and I got a message this morning actually, and someone said, I can't believe that you actually made me like them. And do you know what? That's a testament to how good I am at interviewing. Because a lot of people, I don't think, would initially like them. And I think we got to see a different side to them.
Can you dislock your joints?
What do you mean?
Like your arm?
No.
Because the way you can pat yourself on your back, I just want to know like how can you like...
If I don't do it, no one's going to do it. But I will say, like, that's one of...
I'll give you your dues. I respect it. Although, Zachariah,
Yeah.
you look shook in that interview.
No, I did not.
I believe that you believed if you said the wrong thing, those girls would fly over that table.
But they looked shook.
I don't think they look shook. I think
They
they look how criminals look when they're in the interrogation room.
I think they didn't look shook. They were very nervous.
Yes.
They were very nervous.
But their nervousness came across as the nervousness of being in the police station with the sergeant saying, you're going to get 20 years. They don't want to snitch on themselves. They don't want to talk
they were nervous, and we spoke about it before because I was their first interview.
Mm-hmm.
And also I was very aware of the fact that whenever I have females on my show, people say
They might hit you.
No, because I absolutely not. Like, I'm not worried about that.
A man's not going to hit you.
If you want to run across the table, I mean, I was going to be nervous about interviewing anyone. It would probably have been AC, then Gassed Up Lighties.
Nah, I hear that.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, Gassed Up Lighties, they were actually really cool.
I believe those girls would fly over the table if you said something wrong to them.
No, they wouldn't have.
And
that's not because I'm the person like you would never do that to, but they weren't like that. And that's what I mean. That's when I say people have a wrong perception of them. They weren't like that. They were actually really, really sweet girls.
Have you ever been in a fight?
I haven't, no, and I don't intend to. And
Have you ever been punched in the face?
No, I haven't. And I think that I'm going to
maintain that
100% because I think it's actually pathetic. I said this the other day in my story. I think it's pathetic that in our culture, it's weird that the next thing after a heated discussion is we're gonna beef, we're gonna fight. Like, how can people be saying to me in the comments, well, I hope when you get that when I see you have this energy, like, because it's gonna be, and it's like
I always tell people,
I will never be fighting. I won't ever fight.
I always tell people I won't have the same energy. My energy will be completely different.
If you want to have a discussion, we can 100% do that. But if you think I'm gonna end up fighting, so I can end up on the blog pages, so that then everyone in the comments can say, this is a 30-year-old fighting, how she should be ashamed of herself.
Yeah, that's definitely what they'll say.
Exactly.
Even if you broke up the chick,
exactly,
they'll have something to say regardless.
What, at her big age, embarrassing.
At this age, how are you man still?
And I'll just be like, no, I'm not. I won't. I refuse.
Listen,
to fight.
I'm a master at it. I slandered Love Islanders for 3 years straight now, and when I see, bro, loved you on the show, bro, really, yeah.
But like no one from Love Island is gonna throw arms at you.
Hey, one of them felt funny.
When who?
I'm not gonna tell you who, but one of them was moving froggy. one of them was moving froggy, and I'll tell you the truth here. The reason why I'm like how I am is because I don't let this out. Okay, Love Islander called me recently. I'll tell you, this is a separate story. Love Islander called me recently, yeah.
Yeah.
Saying, I heard that you've been saying something about me, yeah. And if you do...
Mel?
I'm not telling you. And if you do, just know that I'll take it to my page and that. And I had to let them know, yo, I'm like undying and that, you know. So like, you can't really threaten me. Like, I'm on you seeing me and then me dying. So I'm gonna say anything. But I don't say that a lot because I don't need to say that because that sounds road, but it's not road. It's not road. I don't mean I'm going to do you something. I mean, if I feel strongly enough about something, I'm undying on that.
Would you die for Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you be in the front line?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I'm not going to fight anybody. But if you tell me I can't go, if you tell me there's something I can't go to or can't do that I feel like is important and would be beneficial, I will be there and just take whatever is to happen. But I was born in Jamaica. I've been like this from then, and being like that in Jamaica.
What part of Jamaica?
Country St. Elizabeth.
Oh right. My family from Westmoreland.
Really? Okay, it's Westmoreland, but yeah. So where Westmoreland, where I remember people used to say to me in Jamaica, to my parents, you need to get him out of here because he'll die if he continues to be like this.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, people say we interrupt each other a lot.
That's how it's supposed to be, though.
I hear that.
I don't. When I saw that in the comments, I was going to reply, and then I thought, no, what's the point? Because when you have a discussion with your friends, you interrupt each other. This is not an interview. This is a conversation. Yeah. So there's going to be times when you're going to interrupt me. But I honestly think that I will sit quiet for 5 minutes, not say anything, and then the moment I interrupt you twice, it was like, all she does is interrupt me.
I thought that was wild when people were saying that only you were interrupting me because I know I interrupted you, Bear.
That's what I'm saying. Misogyny. That's what I'm saying. Misogyny is rife in the world. That I interrupt you and all of a sudden it's a bad thing, but I don't care. That is how I talk and that's what I'm going to keep doing. So they can suck my
All right. Tommy Robinson's. How do you feel about Tommy Robinson? People like Katie Hopkins speaking. Number, I want to say this here before I even get your thoughts here. I don't know why people follow Katie Hopkins. Why does Katie Hopkins have a following?
Because
Donald Trump here, this is me interrupting you again. Donald Trump here, he's different because you have to keep up to date with what he's doing because he could kill us all, okay? His word has weight. The potentially racist things that he might say might have actual consequence on our actual life. So I understand why somebody would follow Donald Trump. Why are you following Katie Hopkins to be triggered?
Because, okay, that's a good point. Yeah, people that get triggered by her, they should. But also it's good to know how people like her think.
We know, she's tried and tested. If there's one, I rate her. If anything, I rate her. This woman is consistent.
And people need to know, and I think that's why I think if you close yourself off from people like Katie Hopkins and you're living in a land that is not real. I can't believe people compare me to Katie Hopkins. You know, people call me the black Katie Hopkins.
That's wild.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, because I have opinions like her. And
if you have opinions like her,
I mean
you are a person with opinions.
I'm a person with opinions,
yeah.
And sometimes people might not agree with it, and then people have the cheek to say I'm like Katie Hopkins. Like, no way. She is. Yeah, I mean, she's wrong and strong, and she really sticks to what she believes, and that's the only thing. I don't rate her for that, but to be able,
she's consistent.
To be able to,
I don't understand how she's not arrested.
Well, she's been fired from like loads of her jobs.
No, but she should never have a job.
Well, exactly. That's why she doesn't.
Okay, this is one
Who do you think funds her? She must get private funding from someone.
This is what I think about this time. Yeah, decisions that people make right at this time tell me who you are as a man or a woman. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not about money anymore or positions of power or politics. Any decision that I see anybody making, from government down to somebody that works in the local co-op, they are decisions you're making as a human. I look at you as a man. Yeah. Katie Hopkins is a waste as a person. Yeah. But and if you fund her or support her, you are a waste.
100%. But in a world where I don't necessarily like her. I don't like her. I would love to sit down with her and interview her and speak to her and understand her thought process. Because I think sometimes you do need to sit down with people like
What do
that.
you mean, bro? She's gonna tell you that. Listen, she's gonna tell you the same thing.
No, listen. Sometimes that's the problem with us as well. Like you need to when you're trying to understand the enemy, you don't block them out. You don't block them out. You need to understand their thought process so that you can infiltrate from inside out.
There's different kinds of enemy.
Okay,
there are white people, that are on the fence of racism. Katie Hopkins is in the driveway, walking towards the house, and she's in her bedroom. She's in the bedroom of racism.
There's a lot of people that think like Katie Hopkins. It's not just black people that follow Katie Hopkins.
Anybody that thinks like Katie Hopkins.
Exactly. So if there's loads of people that think like Katie Hopkins, then we should be trying to understand why they think like that.
I'll tell you why.
Well, but those are the people that, there could be a lot of people, there could be a CEO that thinks like Katie Hopkins and you're never going to know, but you might see similar traits and you'd be like, oh, okay, this is why they think like that. Okay. And this is how we combat it and this is how we overcome it.
Okay, let me tell you what I think. I don't need racists to change as much as I need them to fear. Pretending that we live in a world where people do the right thing because it's the right thing is stupid and childish. It's never been the world. Or else there would be no need for police or government.
100%.
Okay, because police and government is there to punish you if you do the wrong thing. And they're also there as a deterrent. So they say, if you do this, this will happen. And that's why people don't do things. There's probably people you might have wanted to kill in your life, but you don't because you understand that you can go to prison for it. But if you didn't understand that, maybe you would chop a head off. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I need people like Katie Hopkins. I need laws to be in place for people like that to feel like, I want to be racist, but I can't. I need police officers that are brutal to be like, I want to kill this black guy, but if I do it, then I'll get arrested. People like Katie Hopkins can't be reasoned with. She's far over there, bro.
Yeah, but I would still
to get views on your YouTube.
No, it's not.
Do you think you're gonna change Katie Hopkins in a
half
an hour interview? Then what we talking to her for?
But why not?
But
that's how I like to see someone like Katie Hopkins and think, why do you think like that? How did you get to this point in life?
I understand why.
What? No, but you don't because you never sat down with her.
I don't need to sit down with her.
It's just like you don't understand why racists are racist.
I understand exactly why racists are racist.
You've never spoken to one.
I don't need to.
Yeah, but of course you do.
Racism is people like Katie Hopkins.
No, wait. There's no way that somebody else could. It's just like no one can tell you how it feels to be a black man. Mm-hmm. No one can tell you how it feels to be a black man. I, as a black woman, even though we're the same race, I can't tell you how it is to be a black man. The only reason how I will understand how it is to be a black man with you is to sit down and talk to you.
We're not discussing how it feels. We're discussing why it is.
Yeah, no, or how it. Okay, so what I'm saying is, I would like to sit down with someone like Tommy Robinson and be like, how did you get to this point? And then I will be able to be like, okay, this is why racists operate like this.
I think it's blatantly obvious how they get to that point.
I wouldn't even, not necessarily. Wait a minute. I wouldn't even necessarily say, if Katie Hopkins said, do you know what, let's have a talk off of the cameras, I would still say, okay, let me sit down and let me try to figure out how you got to this point. That's how my brain works. But that's why
I'm not like that, because I genuinely feel like I figured it out. If you are a racist, you have given up. If you're a racist, you have given up on the notion and the idea that people are individualistic in their nature. It's as simple as that. But then you have decided that enough black people are a way that you don't like, or doing something that you don't like, that you have allowed them.
I saw something on one of the blog page that I follow this morning, and it was a black woman sitting down with a white woman, and she was explaining to her, because the white woman was upset about the statues, some of the statues were taken down, etc., etc. And the black woman was explaining to her, she was saying, I understand why the black woman said, I understand why you're upset that statues are being taken down, because this is the history that you've been taught, so you don't know any better. You don't actually know any better. You think that this person is a hero because that's what they taught you, but I'm going to tell you exactly what they actually done. And after that conversation, the white woman understood. Now, sometimes that's what black people need to do.
I agree.
Okay, so then,
but not with people like Katie Hopkins.
Yeah, but you don't. But how do you know? How do you know? No one. How do you know that if you have a conversation with her?
I'll say this.
You don't know that.
I'll say this. Private conversation, yes, because I have to believe that everybody can change. Okay,
right.
Have to believe that. Private conversation, yes. Yeah. I'm never giving Katie Hopkins a platform. I'm not trying to talk to her.
But I'm not trying to give her a platform to spout. You don't need to give Katie a Hopkins a platform because she's
We
got
said
her
that- you
own.
said that annoying name way too many
She's
times.
got her own platform already. With or without us, she's got a platform that she's doing very well off. So it's not like some racist that you've seen on the street and you're like, I'm giving you light. Katie Hopkins has got enough. If anything, if she sat down with one of us, she's giving us a platform, whether we want to admit or not. Because she gets so it doesn't. It's not a thing of like, oh, why are you giving these people a platform? She's gonna do whatever she needs to do, regardless of me sitting down with her or not. But my whole point is, I do think that sometimes, as black people, we're sometimes too quick to be like, I don't want to chat to those people. But sometimes you need to chat to these people because you might be able to enlighten them on something that if they're open to it. Someone like Tommy Robinson, I do not think he's open to it.
This is what I'm trying to say. I see put Katie Hopkins in the same boat.
I don't think that.
And I don't think now is the time to be saying anything other than Black Lives Matter.
Of course,
I don't want to argue with all lives matter people right now.
Of course not. Of course not. But again, how I operate and how my mind thinks, I would like to speak to an all lives matter person.
I would like to get to know you.
If that could be. I thought he was going to sing that Jamaican song. How's it go? Oh, it's gone out of my head.
Do you think that Tommy Robinson is going to get punched up? This has been recorded before that Saturday protest.
I hope that some people was like to me, oh yeah, I'm going on Saturday. And I'm like, I think the people that didn't go to the peaceful protest should not be going on Saturday because you're actually now going for a motive. You're actually going because you know there's going to be drama. And if you didn't find yourself when we was doing it peacefully and we went there on the Wednesday and the Saturday and the Sunday, then I don't understand why you're finding yourself there on Saturday. Why? Because now there's going to be a bit of arms house. That to me that is weird. Now if you decided you're going to roll up on Saturday, you have every right to because you was here in Birmingham doing your thing, you bloody blah, you done it peacefully and now it's not. But people that all of a sudden are going to turn up on Saturday, when you was like, what's the point of protesting?
You know what? The only reason why I can't agree with that is just because whatever...
because you're going there for the wrong reasons. You're going there because you know there's going to be commotion. Yeah.
My whole thing is I don't condone violence. I don't condone rioting. But if Tommy gets punched up, that don't mean black lives don't matter. That's all I'm on. I'm saying that before it happens.
But the thing is, he's dumb anyway.
It will not, for me, diminish the light. Or that's why I didn't like what Boris said. I don't like when people talk about, if you do this, it detracts from the message that you're trying to know. This is not, what do you think, a message? What do you think this is? What do you think we're trying to promote a brand? Black Lives Matter, bro. What do you mean? Do you understand how maddening that is? For somebody to suggest that the concept of Black Lives Mattering can be diminished by any act that an individual does. We need to matter regardless, bro. 100%. If 1 million black people come now and just start knocking down statues all over the country and peeing on houses, bro, I don't care.
But
Black Lives Matter.
The thing is, the reason why Tommy Robinson is silly is because there's not just going to be only black people there. There's going to be a whole load of white people there. There's going to be a whole...
Positivity-wise, how do you feel about the fact that the statues are being taken down?
I think it's good.
Love it. I love the legal statue taken down. I'm not at liberty to comment on the other statue and what happened there because that is wrong.
I think it's good, and I do feel like the protesting, I think a lot of people were skeptical about the protest. I wasn't skeptical about protesting. I was more conscious to see what the outcome was going to be, and are we just marching for the sake of marching? Like, what is the outcome going to be? And I feel like this time it's different. There's a different, like,
you know why
atmosphere.
I think it's different?
Why?
I've never believed in protesting in my life because I'm like, bro, no one knows you're out there. But in this social media age, that's why I felt it was so important to protest in Birmingham, because I know it's going to be seen on the media.
Right.
So I believe us being able to actually quantify that all 50 states in America have protested, that cities across the UK have protested, cities across the world have protested. I believe that sends a clear message. So now if you protest, you understand it's going to get media coverage. People are going to be posting about it online. It goes a lot farther than just you marching alongside people that already agree with what you're saying anyway.
100%.
The people that don't agree are going to see, they're an army. So yeah, I think it is positive that actual statues are being legally taken down. Listen, man, changes are actually, this to me is one of the most successful civil rights moments ever.
100%.
Because things are actually happening.
Yeah.
When you think about the actual
Do you think it's because they care or because they're scared?
It doesn't matter. This is what I don't know what that was, but that's how I actually
The
feel.
Rock. Do you remember that song?
No.
You don't remember that song?
No.
It doesn't matter. From Wycliffe and yeah.
But that's why I was saying to you earlier, I'm okay with people making steps out of fear. Even
so
if they
then,
have a
are
change.
you okay then with brands and organisations just hiring people because they're black?
Love it.
I agree.
Love it.
I don't understand why people are like. I see
Love
people that
it.
on Insta and or Twitter are like, I just don't want to be hired because I'm black. I don't care.
Listen, let me explain something to you, bro. We got pushed back, bro.
I know.
Push us forward. What do you mean?
I don't care. If a company was just to let you, like, if they would never say this, but if they was like overheard, like, we have to hire her because she's black, I'm not gonna be like, no, I know my worth. I don't need you to tell me that I'm good at my job and that's why I've been hired. If you want to hire me because I'm black, go ahead, because like you said, white people have been getting hired for years for just being mediocre, not necessarily by who you know, just because you look the part. Why not now? Why?
Black people have been pushed back. Push us forward now. Simple as that, bro.
Yeah, and even
Simple
if it
as
is
that.
because I'm not,
Don't
even
care.
if there's...
Bro, have you seen the kind of money that these brands have been running us? Sony Music has pledged $100 million towards the Black Lives Matter. Yes!
100%.
Run me my bread, bro. Run us our money.
So when they donate, where does the money go?
Listen, bro. I better not see no Hungry Belly Oxfam adverts from now on, bro. With the amount of money that's been... This is what annoys me, bro. Apparently, one time, Bill Gates gave half of his 50 billion away one time, to charity. I need to see...
Where it went.
I don't want to see African kids...
Yeah, but then...
backing like dead Nando's. I want to see him with the Nando's box. If you've given 100 million... I don't want to see no dead little...
But then that's when it comes down, then that's when we have to hold
accountable
the government, their government. So if it's going to different African countries, then we need if he's given 500 $500,000 to Nigeria, then we need to hold the Nigerian government to account, because that's also what's happened. We know that there's a lot of corruption within a lot of government.
That's why I don't feel like it should go to the governments. I feel like you should set up businesses in these places that literally are designed to set up businesses.
Right,
Start your own school.
Yeah.
As a business, look at it as a business. Look at it as a business that you're not trying to make a profit from.
Yeah.
Go and do the work yourself to make sure that. And I think a lot of charities do that. They rather than going straight through the government. But I don't know what legislations they have that might prohibit you from doing that. Right. How do you feel about rappers turning up to these protests? Because do you want me to share my feeling first?
Go on.
I think a lot of rappers are doing it because either they understand that they have to at least show face, or their brands, labels, managers have said, you know what, it would be good if you get like that social media picture of you there.
And I say, so what?
I hear that.
Same way you said, so what if we get pied because we're black? It's the same thing about the statues being taken down out of fear or because they care.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care, because either way, like we were saying, it's going to go in the papers.
Yeah,
so
true.
Stormzy coming down, even though I think Stormzy genuinely... No, but I'm just using it as an example. Stormzy, I genuinely think he cares about. He's been speaking about it before it was a popular thing to do. But it ended up in the papers.
Yeah.
So then that's more traction to Black Lives Matter and the struggles that us as black people are going through. Yeah. So if a well-known rapper, if Madonna wants to come down, Madonna was there the other day apparently, if she wants to come down after she made her son dance for us, do you see that? Do you remember? Did you see that?
No.
Her son did a whole video, music like dance of him dancing to all I want to say is that they don't really care about us, and he was just like it was horrible, and the internet was just like, Madonna, how could you make your son dance?
It's mad that we live in a world now where Madonna can actually go to a protest.
It's mad.
That's a fall off.
It's mad, but she should though.
Think about if Jennifer Aniston just showed up in a protest now. Anarchy. From me anyway, I'll tell you that for free.
Only you. That was a weirder thing.
Jennifer Aniston?
Yeah, but no one cares about Jennifer Aniston. Absolutely nobody. Only you. Of all people you could have used, Jennifer Aniston. You could have used someone like Rihanna, Beyonce.
For 45 seconds while I get that selfie. Black lives, stop it!
That's what I mean. Only you care about Jennifer Aniston. That was, I get it. She's great in Friends and all that stuff. But the whole point is
stop mattering for the 45 seconds necessary
for a white woman
to get that bit.
For a white woman, imagine. He said Black lives will stop for the white woman. See? This is what we're dealing with, women. Black men still I'm joking. Joke.
I'm a
joke.
fan, though, to be fair. I'm not on it with Jennifer Aniston. I'm just a fan of her work.
Sure you are. Anyway, as I was back to what we were saying, yeah. But as I was saying,
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything. Whatever their intention is, whether it's because they're shook or because they genuinely mean it or they don't. Sometimes what I've been seeing on social media, I have been like one of those people in my head, and I'm like, why are they really doing it? Oh, performative tweets and all this stuff. That's the new word now. That's going to circulate. Performative tweets. Oh, well, if they want to do performative tweets, great, lovely, because we're getting pushed into the algorithm and we're trending.
I think people need to stop doing that on social media, though. Stop calling out people like, oh, you only rep 20. Bro, we're all repping now. We're all repping now, bro. We're here now, bro.
Whatever the reason is.
For instance, somebody could look at me and say you wasn't, number one, they'd be very, very wrong. I always spoken on black issues. Obviously not as much as I'm talking now. But I'm here now, bro. Accept my help. Like, I'm here to rep.
Exactly. I mean, it is annoying because I've spoken on black issues for a long time. It is a little bit annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It's a bittersweet thing where you've been talking about it, and things that you've spoken about, you've literally been dragged for, or people will be like, "Oh, not every day, man. Oh, you're just." Every time you talk about black people, you're just creating a divide, and we should all stick together. And da-da-da-da-da. Like, I've been dragged so many times for talking about things like colorism and whatever. Now, all of a sudden, everyone wants to talk about colorism, and it's a bittersweet moment. But on the other hand, I just think, do you know what? It's not about me. It's not about
timing is everything, isn't it?
Well, timing is everything. But one thing like you said about, I hope it doesn't burn out because it's not cool to do it anymore.
Oh,
do you get what I mean?
I have made up in my mind that I will rep when the lights go down.
100%.
I've made that up in my mind.
But repping also doesn't always have to be like how we are now. It's not. The truth of the matter is, it's not always going to be this intense because we will burn ourselves out. Like, we will literally exactly. We will burn ourselves out. Well, if we go at this pace. We'll burn ourselves out.
I'm not there yet, though.
So we have to.
I'm fired.
Of course.
I'm fired up.
But eventually, because this is what we have to remember. This is a long haul game. We might not see change for the next 5 years potentially, or 3 years.
And if you think about it, that's massive. For us to consider that as a long haul game means that change is definitely happening.
So we're not always going to be. It's like when you meet a guy. It's the same thing when you meet a guy in the beginning.
She always brings it back to.
Listen, it's like when you meet a guy. Ladies understand this. It's like when you meet a guy, and in the beginning he's coming in at 100 texts every day. Morning, babe. How are you? I want to chat to you. Let me see you. I can't. Oh man, intense. You know. Then as he starts to like, okay, like bloody. He starts lessening. It goes down to 60
because she's been secure.
And then well, it starts going down to 60. Then the next thing, and then we're like, what's going on here? And if men, and if you just did a steady pace, then you'll probably be able to go on for longer and longer and longer. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what we have to do. Yes, we should every day, even if it's one thing, but even just having discussions about black-owned businesses and whatever, and etc. We have to make sure we're having progress. Do you understand what I'm saying? So even sometimes, which is really annoying, people start talking about other things, and they'll be like, "We're at war at the moment, and this is all you can talk about." And it's like, you do probably know that Martin Luther King had other hobbies, and he probably spoke about other things time to time.
This is what I'll say.
And Malcolm X probably had other hobbies, and he didn't. You know, if Malcolm X had Twitter, he might he probably would tweet about football or something like that.
This is what I'll say, and it's why I've never moaned at people for not posting, because I don't want nobody moaning at me for not posting when it's their time to rep their cause. And I tell you why. I like talking about things that I care about and have a heart towards. For instance, my dad had cancer. So when it comes to cancer, he's still alive, don't worry. But I cared.
The way he said that.
Yeah, like I have a special care.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? If people don't have that natural care, sometimes the change that you think is being reflected isn't. For instance, when Brexit was about, on my social media, I thought for sure we were staying. Because I was watching people talk about it online, but then not be about it in the vote.
100%.
That's why if you just be real about what you rep. So like, I'm on Black Lives Matter, bro.
Yeah.
You fight your fight over there. I might drop a little like and a comment on your fight.
Yeah.
Or a little one story share. Not gonna fight it how I fight my fight, but I'll rep it a little.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And when you're doing your thing, I won't judge you on that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if everybody can, there's somebody right now that could just jump up at no and say, no one cares about leukemia, you know? How come no one's talking about leukemia? Because their loved one passed from leukemia and they have a heart towards that. We have a heart towards this issue because we're black. And right now, we are being disproportionately marginalized, which is why we need everybody to come together and rep right now, because it's a
But
pandemic.
it needs to be a constant thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It needs to be a constant thing, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it needs to be a steady, like,
yeah.
It's like...
Don't burn out. A guy messaged me and he says, bro, I'm white. My girlfriend is mixed race. She's been repping, we've both been repping, we've both been under post, but I can see her wearing out and getting tired. But she feels bad if she doesn't keep posting, keep doing things, then she'll be like, she'll feel guilty. What can I say? As a white guy, I don't know what to say. Is there anything you could say to her because she follows you? And I said, bro, tell your girl to stand down, bro. And when she's ready, the fight will be here for her to pick back up the baton.
It's true because it can be really, it is, and also us as black people.
How much girl do you reckon I'll get off what I just said?
Not a lot.
Alright, cool. I thought I said it in a way that would. Alright, so.
I mean, it's moving, but it wasn't.
It doesn't fix their face.
You're not Butters.
Okay.
You're not Butters. When you smile a bit like that, it's this. Did people tell you it's Butters when you were younger?
No, I told myself.
Oh, you shouldn't. You're not Butters, you know.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry about it. It's
But if I keep saying that I'm Butters, then people keep saying stuff like what you just said to me.
What?
Also,
do you know what though? Do you know what is with you as well? Yeah, we're going off topic, but I'm gonna. It's unfortunate, but not the problem with you is I know you got money. Mm-hmm. You got money.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
I know you got money because he's paying me to do this, so you definitely got money, okay? And it's not a small fee, so like you've got money, okay? And the fact that you've got money, okay, but you don't show that you've got money. So there's a lot of you're not like facially challenged, you're not ugly you, but there's guys that are facially challenged and they get gal. Shall I tell you why they get gal? Because they let girls know. And unfortunately, as much as women, we try to go on like it's not about money, women want to know that you got money, okay? And you've seen them Butters guys that get gal because they show the ladies that they've got some sort of...
Are you saying I need to show it more?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And I go, if you did a social experiment... It's sad if you've done a social experiment and showed that, do you know what, I'm doing all right, you know?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because also online, like, so I spoke to someone the other day and they was just like, I didn't know that Sideman was like intelligent.
Yeah.
Because of the comedy. So they not only do girls think you ain't got like drip, but then they just see you on the internet doing funny stuff and it's just a bit like that can never be my man. Do you get what I mean? I'm keeping it real with you, yeah?
You are.
Like so they see that. So people think, you're not intelligent or you can't hold a conversation or, you know what I mean? You've probably been getting quite a few DMs since you started doing more of this like heavy talking. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like girls probably thinking, do you know what? He's actually, okay, yeah. I know because I can tell from that grin. So I'm right. So even because you've been talking about things like this, people are probably thinking, rah, like he's actually intelligent. Cool. So if you did that, I guarantee you, unfortunately, get yourself a nice little watch. I know you can afford it. Do you know what I mean? If you've got yourself a little rollie, it sounds materialistic, but the truth of the matter is, girls are materialistic. I'm not really materialistic.
I just have to question whether there's a girl out there that's worth putting 10 bags and upwards on my wrist.
You can get a nice little rollie for like $6,000, trust me. Do you know what I mean? And certain gals, they don't even really know about. They just see Rolex and think it's big boy watches, and these how you only spent like 5 bags on it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but as I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. And girls, it's a shallow world.
So are you like that to any degree?
What?
Money. Does money move you?
I mean, I think most girls like to feel financially stable. That they're going to find someone financially stable.
Yeah.
Okay, and unfortunately, girls are a bit silly. They look at the outward drip. I know from experience that a guy can have a Rolex on and be sleeping on the floor. Do you understand what I'm saying? They could have like nice things, but when you go to their yard, it's a different situation.
Yeah. I judge people by their yards.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah. I've stopped judging people by their clothes or whatever.
100%.
Because man have the bigger trip and roll, but when they're doing the Insta lives and stuff like that, it's just against the white wall, 100%. Just keeping everything safe.
Or there's just bare things in the background, and it's just like, don't you have a wardrobe? Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, well, go on here. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, or it's just, you get all like, you've got all this money, you've got all this drip, and you haven't even done up your house.
Fair enough. So, Little Britain getting taken down, shows being taken down for blackface.
I'm in two minds about this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know everyone will probably be like, oh my god, this is in two minds. But it's because when I was growing up, I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed Little Britain. I enjoyed watching Little Britain. I enjoyed watching Little Britain. I enjoyed watching Lenny Henry when he used to do put the different makeup on. And my thing is, okay, if we're gonna be angry at Little Britain, are we gonna be angry at White Chicks, the film? Because that is portraying white women in a negative light. It's not portraying them to be intelligent. Yeah. It's portray them to be like, they're materialistic, they're dumb. Like, that's basically the premise of White Chicks. Do you get what I mean? So Dave! And Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, I think it was, he had the white character. So are we then going to be, are we angry at that, or do you know what I'm saying? And I think it just, I'm gonna ask you, as a comedian, do you feel like the more PC we get as a culture, this is not black people in general, do you feel like it takes away from your craft?
I don't think I need to discuss this at all, because that's that company's decision. First of all, who was really sitting there thinking, yo, with all of this tension that's going on, we need Little Britain taken down? Don't know why they flew out the bando making that decision, bro.
No, because Keith Lemon did an apology for Bo Selector.
I understand that. And no one really cared for that either. Not in a negative way. I mean, like, lots of people in the comments was like, bro, man likes that. So, like, no one really cared. Like, do you get what I'm saying?
But I saw on Twitter that, see, that's what I think. Twitter and Instagram are two different stomping grounds.
Literally, that would have gone away. Let's say people are dragging Keith Lemon at the moment because of this year. If Keith Lemon never said anything about that, I believe, even though lots of stuff isn't going away right now, that would go away. And the problem is that you have to decide.
So do you think they shouldn't have taken it down?
But that's what I'm saying. That's not Keith Lemon now. That's whatever production company, or Little Britain, that's whatever production company owns that thing. You're talking about production companies and comics. If I'm a stand-up comic, I can be like Dave Chappelle and stand on every word that I say, because people will come out to my shows, because Netflix has decided that they will rep my content. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's up to the production company making a decision, not necessarily the comic making a decision. The comic made that show and stood what they stood on at the time. If they come out now and say differently, that's up to them. I love all of this, bro. Anything that white people are changing because black people are outraged right now, I love, because we can't tell black people are not monolithic. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna feel differently from how I'm gonna feel, and there's black people out there that don't like blackface, so now you gotta take it down.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. And as it pertains to whiteface, it's just completely, the historical difference between where those two things come from is wildly different. Do you get what I'm saying? Whiteface, you having to take down your blackface and us keeping our whiteface might just be another arm of reparations.
True, but blackface, it was because back in the day they didn't want to hire black actors, right?
Exactly.
So, but
and even before that, with the little dolls that they would make and stuff like that.
Right.
It's been going on for a long time.
100%. But when it comes to
whiteface is literally made for the purpose of comedy alone.
Then, just here to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
So in Little Britain.
Yeah.
If that, they could say that was solely for comedy.
No, but I'm saying the history of that.
And also with Little Britain, the reason why with Little Britain I was a little bit like, is because they literally used to do it for everybody. It wasn't just like a black character. Then they'll do like a chavvy white woman, and then they'll do like and then they'll do an Asian person. Do I believe that they did it with malicious intent? No, and I'm a comedian, so I'm gonna always stand up for make the joke that you want to make. That's not even what I'm saying. I'm saying the history of blackface and the history of whiteface is very different. Right. Blackface is literally, if you're saying we don't want to hire black actors, so we're gonna use blackface. If that's where it's coming from, as opposed to we're only doing this for satire and jokes with whiteface, then bro, as I said, I said in my video, we got hit
or we get hit and it doesn't get to feel like we get to hit back.
Right.
If something, what? It feels nice that they're taking down. I'm a comedian, bro, and it doesn't bother me. But it feels nice to watch shows get taken down because black people are raging and our rage finally matters. Feels good.
Yeah, true.
Feels great, bro. You know what I'm saying? Little Britain has already happened. This is what I'm saying. I don't even need to have an opinion on this. They did not have to do that, bro. If they had just laid low till the heat died down, I'm pretty sure the Little Britain Keith Lemon heat would have died down. They choose to fly out the bando making statements because social media is raging right now. But we want more important things than that. We want legislations to change. We want racist statues to come down. And we want black people's lives to matter.
But even in entertainment, we want more black representation.
Of course. But these are past shows.
Yeah.
These are shows that have happened, so I don't even know. Anyway, our one fun topic of today, Simone only wants entrepreneurs. This pretty much goes to what you were saying.
About what?
Me not being drippy enough. Maybe a guy with a 9 to 5 just doesn't seem drippy enough for a girl.
Well, what she was saying, I just want to put that out there. I don't necessarily. I actually, as I said, I've grown out. I think it's a young mentality, meaning you could be any age and have that mentality. Because I know people that would be like, oh yeah, he's nice, but he just doesn't have any drip, but the personality is A1 or the ambition is A1. Yeah. So basically, Simone said that she did an interview with Nick Cannon, and Nick Cannon must have asked her like what type of guy she likes, and she was just like, oh, I can't be with a guy that's a 9 to 5. And Nick Cannon was just like, why? She's like, because an entrepreneur, we got the same mindset. I need somebody that has the same mindset. So then, just so happened yesterday, I ended up on her live, and not me and her, but I was watching her live, and she was talking to one guy, and she was trying to explain it, and she was basically saying the mindset. And if I'm dating an entrepreneur, because she's like a self-made millionaire. Do you know B. Simone? Yeah. Yeah. She says, she's a self-made millionaire. She's like, if I have to go to China to check the stock, and I've got to go to the warehouse to make sure everything's all right, I want my partner to be able to come.
That makes perfect sense.
But it's dumb.
No, it's not.
No, it is, because she's saying that only an entrepreneur can do that.
No. You're not understanding. Okay. I do what I do. Yes.
Let me finish.
Yes, boss.
She's saying that entrepreneur is the only the reason why she wants an entrepreneur is because he can come with her. Not because he understands that she has to drop everything, because he can come with her.
That makes sense.
And that is dumb. Because if you're both an entrepreneur, he might not be able to come with you, actually.
No, that is true.
He might have a really important meeting that he has to attend on Wednesday.
That's a fact.
And he might actually have training that he has to do with as the CEO. He has to train his employees about how to speak to black people that week. Do you know what I mean?
Let's be clear. Entrepreneurs have more time than a guy with a 9 to 5, and that's a fact. So if you listen, if you're an entrepreneur to a certain level, because I think she's talking about an entrepreneur at a certain level. For instance,
she said an entrepreneur that is on his way. So actually, if an entrepreneur actually sometimes doesn't have more
that's
time,
very true. But
even when he's at the higher level, Amazon guy, what's his name?
Jeff. Anything Jeff is doing, anything Jeff is doing, it's because he chooses to do so.
100%, and he's probably got time a lot of time.
He can have any time he wants.
Exactly. That's a different type of CEO. But a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't see a turnaround of profit until maybe the 3 years in.
All I'm gonna say is, as a person that doesn't have a 9 to 5, I've found it long hollering my 9 to 5 friends on a Monday at 2 o'clock when I'm free to do something and they aren't. So I can understand the notion of what she is saying, and I don't believe in telling people what they can and cannot want. If I say I want 6 toes on a girl, then that's what I said.
But I think a lot of people was upset because
you can't be upset with my decision.
No, but it sounded like
she has to have 6 toes.
She was shitting on 9 to 5ers.
No, she wasn't. She's explaining why a 9 to 5er might not be for her.
Her reasons were ignorant.
Listen,
her reasons were extremely ignorant.
Are they though? Because
what she's saying, she's basically trying to make it. Her entrepreneur sounds like her personal assistant.
No, but the reason why I say that is because if you know your man is off in Tokyo while you're in Greece, it might be easier for your head than to think he's at Londis. For you, how it works in your mind, it might be easier to be like, okay, babe, you go do your thing because you got. But
people glamorize this entrepreneur lifestyle.
But you can choose to do that if that's what you're attracted to.
No, because it doesn't make any sense. Because at some point you're gonna both have to sacrifice. Do you know what I mean? So you're an entrepreneur.
Also, an entrepreneur guy is much more likely to cheat on you.
Exactly.
In Tokyo, You listen.
This is the
I
thing.
can roam the streets with that girl, walking hand in hand, taking selfies with each
100%.
other, broad daylight,
And you
will
can
never know.
You can never question. Even he can even cheat here in his place that he lives because, babe, I've got to stay at the mad meeting just popped up and I've got to go away for 2 days and it's going to be mad, and do you know where I'm staying? There's actually really not that much reception, so I'm going to be in and out of meetings. I will contact you. You're never going to know if he's actually telling the truth. Same thing when it comes to dating people in the entertainment industry.
It's like what I hear when girls say talk about footballers.
And 100% footballers, rappers, all that type of things that is glamorized. You don't know. If my man says, if I'm dating a rapper and he says, oh, babe, I'm at the studio and I've got to stay here till 3 o'clock in the morning, I can't say anything. Be having
beds in the studios.
Hello.
The studios be at their yard and that as well.
Exactly. Like, I can't say nothing. So it seems great. Yeah. And do you know what my thing is yeah, you are entitled to, but I think our generation is too often makes the 9-to-5er feel shit, and that's my problem. If you want to be an entrepreneur, be an entrepreneur. I don't agree with that. This, like, women, I want this, that. 9-to-5ers got too much stability. They're boring. I'm sorry, like we were saying, date a rapper, date an entrepreneur, date all these people that don't. And also, I tweeted this yesterday. My worst type of guy actually is an ex-roadman that has turned to an entrepreneur. The worst.
No structure whatsoever.
No structure. Absolutely none. No structure. No, they've never had accountability. They're the boss. If I'm talking about if you're a certain type of roadman, okay? Like you were doing bits, okay?
You know what? I'll tell you how I agree with that, yeah? I thank God that I've had strict parents all my life and that I worked in a Londis before this with a boss that was a savage, yeah? Because when you are an entrepreneur, you're actually everybody's employee.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It doesn't mean that you're the boss all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to follow instructions on a regular basis. And some people are so anti-establishment and anti-authority.
Yeah.
They don't know how to just be... Bro, I've seen people sabotage the bag. Literally take the bag, that's it.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't have
they
control.
Can't. And I dated this guy and he was ex-roadman, then he got his own business, right? And when I was like, what? So if you speak to most girls, they'll say like their ideal guy, characteristics-wise, is... Not all girls, but majority of girls will say ex-roadman, so they've got the roughness of the roads that they had, but now they're legit.
Yeah.
So they've got the roughness of like, what? It's also probably why you're lacking, because you come across as too sweet. Yeah, okay. Do you know what I mean? No edge. But no edge. They don't realise that you've got edge. You know what I mean? Do you know by the end of this, whenever this ends, you're gonna have a baddie, and it's gonna be because of me. Do you know what I mean? I'm gonna, one day we should do that. We're gonna go.
Especially seeing as we have zero sexual tension. That's what she told me in pre-production.
Because he was like, people in the comments were like, oh,
shipping us.
Yeah,
I never shipped.
And I said, well, we have zero sexual chemistry, so it's not a thing.
Yeah, that.
But then those are the ones that you end up sometimes falling in love with.
Just remember I told you.
So, the guy at work where you're just like, he's not my mate. Then the next thing you know, you're like in love with them. Anyway.
You can never keep a healthy dog down.
So my whole point is, I was there and I was like, yeah, he's got the roughness of the road. And I tell you, no structure. Like he had structure, but he was the boss of everything.
Yeah.
So he was on the roads. He didn't have to really answer to anyone. Obviously, you got someone above you, but you didn't really answer to anyone. And now you're the boss of your own company. So now you've never been accountable to anybody. You've never had anybody saying, well, why didn't you call me back? Why have you not called me back? I just called you back an hour ago. What's happened here? Everything is on his terms, and it was just the worst. The worst. And that is probably the worst type of guy. We didn't talk about Wretch's dad.
We didn't. What do you think? That was mad, innit?
I was horrible.
I put myself in that place as I watched that video and imagine if that was my dad that dropped like that, bro.
Horrible.
And it's hard and it hurts because you just want to think road. Like my brain went to the roadest of roads. Now I'm ready to drop all the bags on your head.
It's true.
All of them, the entirety of my bank balance. But who dropped your dad, bro? The police.
The Sadiq Khan came out and said that he's actually looking into it now. And again, that's the power of social media. Because he put it up, it went mad.
When you look at Wretch's dad, why would you do that to a man? Why would you do that?
No excuse.
It's crazy.
Absolutely no excuse.
That's crazy.
And I saw someone say in the comments,
Bro, that will make you hate police.
100%. But that is why the fact that you said that there's a strained relationship between black people and the police, because a lot of people have witnessed things like that growing up. So that's why there's always going to be a strain, and that's what I believe Sadiq Khan said, that it's important that we maintain a good, it's not good at the moment, but a good relationship between the community and the police. And a lot of us have seen things like that. And some people have seen things like that, like Wretch is intelligent and old enough to not then
rationalize
and say, oh, all police are bad. Do you get what I mean? But if you see that at a younger age, imagine you're 14,
that will
15.
make intelligence fly out the window, bro. I saw that video and I was like...
100%. But imagine you're 14 or 15 and you see that happening to your dad. Like that one that went viral of that. Remember the guy in Manchester and he got tasered in front of his little boy. Now that little boy, as young as he is, he's going to have now a negative connotation of the police. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's why there has to be a good relationship between black people and the police for there to be any sort of change anyway.
Definitely. And I think that comes with justice. You cannot keep protecting people that do stuff like that. They need to go prison, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, listen, think about it like this, bro. If I taser somebody, or do physical harm to somebody, the worst, I'm not thinking to myself, I'll just lose my job. I'll lose my presenter. I'm thinking I'm going to prison. The most that happens to these police officers is that they lose their job.
I know.
That's crazy.
And they go back to
you broke the law, bro.
Yeah.
That means you're literally above the law.
100%. Can you cook? You're a Jamaican man, so you can. Can you?
I can't, but I have a cook.
You have... has gotta cook, okay? He said he gotta cook. Listen. This
has been Coz We Can. Thank you for being here.
He gotta cook. I just wanted to say, do you notice the numbers that we've done?
Yeah, we've done well.
Yeah,
done all right.
That's the power of Zeze Millz, by the way.
Yeah, I was never confused as to think that was my power. So, keep sharing, subscribing, liking, commenting. Keep telling us how much we interrupt each other. We're out. We're done. We did it.